David here for another vlog type thing. Today it is a beautiful, sunny 66 degrees, and I am in a good mood because of that. Getting that the vitamin D from the sun. Science. Anyway, yesterday I did a fun little vlog with my friend Zach, and that was a good time. It's always fun to do vlogs with other people as well and hear their side of the story sometimes. It's always kind of funny how when me and Zach cruise together, everyone's like, how does that work? You know, because I have in a Mustang GT and he's in his Civic. And you know, with the whole import versus domestic kind of deal. But honestly, in my opinion, the whole import and domestic thing's kind of silly if you're a true car enthusiast. There's advantages to both sides, it's just preference. That is my humble opinion on the matter. It's really gorgeous how all the leaves change in Virginia. It's always so great to see them all, well, die. Okay, when you put it that way, it sounds mean. It's always great to see them die. No, honestly, it's always really pretty in Virginia in the fall. But, you know, then you get a really sad winter and all the leaves are gone. Probably the only thing that's stopping me from, like, moving really south is, you know, autumn. It's so pretty. So, story time. You ready for story time? I'm ready for story time. I'm going to tell you anyway. One of the most common questions I get on my channel is, did you go to college? Yes, I went to college. In my video yesterday with Zach, you might have heard me mention that I went to a community college for one semester, and then I was just like, I have to leave. But not because it was a bad school, but I just didn't feel like I was doing what I wanted to be doing. I did mostly gen eds there anyway, you know, knock out all the boring classes and not my major. What I majored in was cinema, television, or, you know, film, in other words. I went to a small little private school in Virginia Beach called Regent University. It's really nice, awesome film program, great people. I toured the campus while I was at my community college, and I was just sold, and I was like, I have to go. So by January I was there. The possibility of me never going to college was always on the table, not because, you know, I didn't want to or anything. It's just in grade school growing up, I always had a hard time. And what I mean by that, I had a hard time learning that way. I felt like I was like a sheep in the herd, if that makes sense. With my video stuff, before film school, I already had a ton of self-taught. I learned how to do basic editing by myself. I learned how to do basic special effects by myself, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, do I even need to go? And, you know, honestly, I should have, in which I did. Film school was much more of film theory and, you know, the artsy side of things. And also what not to do, you know, like on a film set, or just learn how to be in the industry, period. I always struggled being on film sets that were, I guess, movies that I didn't feel like I was contributing to. I felt like I was standing around too much, or I didn't feel like I was contributing enough. So that's why I loved making my own stuff so much. It really did help that I did have some self-taught stuff before I went to film school, so that way, you know, in my classes where I had to push out a project really quickly, I could just do it. Only bad thing about having some prior knowledge is when you get into a group project with people who don't know what they're doing, you found yourself, well, doing almost everything. A lot of my newer subscribers probably missed it, but back in either April or May, the day I graduated, I made a video called the 1000 subscriber special video. What that video was one, I had just hit 1,000 subscribers that day, which isn't that nuts that only that long ago I only had 1,000 subscribers. Just shows why you guys are so awesome. But on the other hand, it talked about how, you know, I started doing YouTube and how I've been slowly trying to build this. It's funny to see my videos just even a year ago when I was still in college. The quality just isn't as high as it is now. It's just funny. So I graduated with a degree in cinema television, and I hope that cleared things up. Film school was a lot harder than I really anticipated. I knew it was gonna be tough, but I didn't realize how much discipline I needed since it's such a competitive field. So in addition to going to film school, my one video on my channel called Blood, Sweat, and Gears It's my senior project for film school. Basically the thing I needed to graduate. That film was chaos to make. I think that's why a lot of times when I do get trolled on that video, it kind of hurts a little bit more because just so many things went wrong making that movie. I mean, due to my school's restrictions, I could only have 10 minutes. I could not have any kind of street racing or any fast driving whatsoever, even at a track due to liability. And I was just restricted. I couldn't do what I truly wanted. And then, you know, a bunch of my interviews fell through too. So it was just chaos. I just had to slam that thing together, turn it in, and pray to God that I would get to graduate. It was terrible. It's funny how that's my most viewed video on my channel, and I kind of wish it wasn't. I kind of wish that a few of my other videos had more views over that. It's not that it's a bad movie, I just feel like my other things are better, I guess, if that makes sense. I think the film puts me off in a different light than I am, because it kind of puts me off as kind of a racer kind of boy, like saying that, you know, my stock at the time, my stock Mustang or whatever is like super quick and I'm obsessed with cars, but the cars are hardly modified at all. So it was kind of hard dealing with all these people going, you're not a real car person, blah. I'm like, and then I had to explain all this again. I started doing video stuff since I was like 16. So having that kind of knowledge already, it made me kind of, not arrogant, but I felt like I was kind of wasting my time sometimes in film school. I worked for a friend named Dale who was awesome. He kind of served as kind of my mentor, and I've been doing that stuff ever since. I just remember when I decided to do web stuff over studio stuff, and I was just like, yeah, this is where I want to be. So I love, you know, my audience, and I love being on YouTube, and I love just being out there for everybody to see these videos. And I love the instant feedback I get, especially when the criticism is constructive. Constructive. That is one thing on YouTube that is surely lacking. Nobody really gives constructive criticism. It's always just, duh, troll. I personally think the web is the future for video and film, or really anything that's on demand. Not too many people are out to dinner with their friends and they go, oh, I gotta go home, my show's getting on. I just don't really see it anymore. You know, it's now that we have Netflix and the web and all that kind of stuff. So when you can access it anytime you want, it makes more sense. So going back to my senior project, you know, I've been wanting to make a true sequel to my senior project really bad. And now that I have more connections now, and I have more people to go to for help, and I just feel like I could make a really awesome film. Wouldn't it be cool if I could get like instant streaming on Netflix and YouTube and be on just all those places? Would be awesome. And without the 10-minute limit anymore, I could take my time and just make the movie I would want to make. It'd be kind of the same formula as Blood, Sweat, and Gears, but with true automotive enthusiasm, if that makes sense. Real tuner cars, real exotics. So basically it's kind of like what I've always wanted to make, and the only bad thing is it would take a really long time. But I think in the end, at one point, it'd be like, okay, this is gonna be worth it. I think people are gonna watch this. I'd probably make it 30 minutes to an hour and just be like, here you go, everybody. Here is why I like cars. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little vloggity vlog thing, Bob. You know what? I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting, liking, subscribing, all that stuff. You guys mean so much to me. And it's so crazy, like I said earlier, that, you know, only in May, I was at 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm pushing like almost 6,500. So keep doing whatever you're doing, because you're awesome. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.